In a world full of snacks, facts, and fun, one guy presses record. It's Jakobi-Won on franchise!
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today for day 3 of anime, which is a series on the channel that I'll be doing where I'll be posting one video a day in the month of May promoting anime, which is the pun, anime. So today's topic, we're actually going to be talking about Demon Slayer, specifically Demon Slayer episode 1. And I want to focus on Tanjiro Kamado and his character, because Tanjiro Kamado, I feel like, is such a great main character for the series. And he's really influential to me and to many other people out there. So let me describe episode 1 a little bit, because episode 1 is the foundation of the series and the foundation of what it shows with Tanjiro Kamado's character and how he is as a person. And then later in the series, we see how that character evolves, but it's important in this first episode. Here's why. So, Tanjiro Kamado lives with his family, and he is a charcoal farmer. They make charcoal, and they sell charcoal to the villages down below the mountain. So, one day, Tanjiro Kamado, he goes down to the village and sells charcoal like normal, and in the evening, he cannot get back to his home because of a nasty blizzard. So he rests up in a random person's home for the night, and he sleeps and gets some rest. And the next morning, he goes back to his family's home to a shocking surprise that they have all passed away. Except one, which is his sister, Nezuko. This is a very brutal beginning to the series because Tanjiro is the oldest sibling in his family. And don't quote me on how many siblings he has, but I'm pretty sure he has 5 younger siblings. And they all are gone, including his mother, from a demon attack. Which is very tragic and very heartbreaking. Like, I couldn't imagine that happening to my own family just on a random Tuesday. But he does have the hope of seeing Nezuko still alive. And he has all of the right to break down emotionally and to just fall to pieces seeing this event happen. But he doesn't. He sees what happens, and he's able to control his emotions in a way to where he's able to handle himself in a way that is good for his own well-being, as well as noticing that Nezuko, his sister, is still alive and wanting to show the compassion to her to help her out. Even though, after a certain analysis, he comes to find out that she was actually transformed into a demon during the process. But, besides the point, he still loves her, and he carries her on his back to try to get help. And all of that time, she is attacking him, trying to bite him and fight him, but he shows restraint. He doesn't hit her, he doesn't attack her back, he just waits. And I would say he calmly waits, but you could see the tension in his face. But he waits to try to help her and not be aggressive towards her, because he is showing that compassion towards her to help her out in this situation, even though he probably needs all that same help too. It comes down to the end of the episode where Giyu Tomioka shows up because he was signaled to come fight whatever demon was in this area. And to his surprise, he comes and finds Tanjiro with Nezuko, and he aims to slay Nezuko normally because he is a demon slayer. But Tanjiro acts. He takes up responsibility and tries to confront Giyu to not kill his sister. And they go back and forth with a little confrontation, and Giyu ends up getting the win on both of them. But he doesn't kill either of them. This is important because Tanjiro's efforts of keeping Nezuko alive was a very, very impactful moment for Giyu, as well as an impactful moment for the entire series. Because if this moment didn't happen, the whole series wouldn't have happened either. Giyu Tomioka saw Tanjiro's character at that moment. He saw that Tanjiro isn't just an ordinary boy. He saw that Tanjiro is compassionate beyond compare, very kind. He knows when to take responsibility, and he's willing to put his life on the line for his family, even if it doesn't even make sense. And that is very important, because I feel like Tanjiro Kamado as a character is the true epitome of these attributes. I like to think of him as the embodiment of compassion and kindness, because those attributes I think are his strongest. And kindness flows through his veins. It flows like water, which is funny because he ends up training under Giyu to become a water Hashira, or he trains under Urokodaki, not Giyu. Apologies. And this kindness is kind of like, it's kind of great to everybody, because everybody is so confused when they meet him on why he is so kind. Because Tanjiro Kamado has all the right to be mad. He has all the right to want revenge for his family and to have this hatred building up in his heart. But he chooses not to. He chooses to show compassion to everybody he meets, and he chooses to be kind. And that also works for his enemies too. Even though he is a demon slayer, he finds ways to compassionately slay them and give them a clean death in the long run. He wants them to live good lives and end good lives. Even though they have done harm in the past, he wants to still show kindness and compassion towards them. And he has no hatred, which is very inspiring. And I feel like he has inspired me a whole ton. And I feel like he can inspire all of you too, if you just watched a few of the episodes and see what he's truly about. Because I feel like if we all got to be like Tanjiro Kamado, I feel like there would be a lot less hatred out there in the world today. So I want to inspire you guys to be more like Tanjiro Kamado. Be the one that will show compassion over hatred, because I feel like compassion needs to be spread like a wildfire, because there's too much hatred out there in the world. And I feel like if we get rid of that hatred and show that compassion, we could all be those individual lights to the world, and we could slowly be a benefit and a joyous person, because we're not showing that hatred. Because joy and kindness is contagious, and hatred is not. So I hope you all enjoyed this video as I discussed Demon Slayer and Tanjiro Kamado's character of life and his compassion and his kindness. So I hope you all took some inspiration from this video, and I hope you all find ways to be more kind in your day-to-day. So if you liked what you've seen here, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you can be notified for any more future videos. And check back in every day in the month of May so that you can see my series of anime. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.
Oh, Jacob!